All right, let's jump right in. Today we are going to deconstruct one of the most important conversations out there, child safety. We're going to look at it through a really simple modern lens, using a phrase that's totally shifted the conversation away from outdated ideas like stranger danger. And that phrase is, my body, my rules. It's an entire safety framework, all packed into just 4 powerful words.
And it all kicks off right here, with this simple, really positive idea. Now, notice what this isn't saying. It's not, hey, watch out, the world is scary. No. Instead, it frames a child's body as something to be proud of, a space to protect. It flips the whole script from fear to ownership. And you know what? That little shift changes absolutely everything.
So first up, the first rule of safety. This is the foundation, the one core principle that everything else we're going to talk about is built on. And here it is, bodily autonomy. You know, it sounds like a big, fancy term, but it just means this. Your body belongs to you, period. You are the boss. This is what empowers a child to say they don't have to give a relative a hug if they don't feel like it. It sounds so simple, but teaching this early on, it is the absolute cornerstone of self-advocacy.
Okay, so you have this big idea, but how does it actually translate into real-world rules for a kid? Well, that brings us right to section 2, understanding personal boundaries.
This is just brilliant because of how simple it is. I mean, forget all the complicated, kind of awkward biological terms. The bathing suit rule is something every kid gets. It's visual, it's universal, and it totally removes any shame from the conversation. It creates this crystal clear boundary that a child can understand and remember in a heartbeat.
And this right here, this is a total game changer. Instead of giving kids this long, confusing list of rules about who can touch them and where, this approach teaches them something so much more powerful. Trust your gut. If a touch feels good and caring, like a high five or a hug from mom, it's safe. But if it feels yucky or weird or scary, it's unsafe. You're basically teaching them that their own intuition is their first and best line of defense. Okay, so the principles are clear. Now for section 3, the child's safety toolkit. What are the actual concrete tools we can give them to use?
First up, we have the safety word. I want you to think of this as a conversational emergency button. So a child and their parent might agree on a secret word, something totally random like pineapple. If that child says pineapple, it immediately cuts through any situation and it signals, I'm uncomfortable and I need you to get me out of here right now, no questions asked. It's a completely clear call for help. The second tool, and you could argue this is the most critical one of all, is their network of trusted adults. A child needs to know without a single doubt who they can turn to. These are the grown-ups who make up their personal safety net, the people who will listen, who will believe them, and who will act.
So what actually makes an adult trusted? Well, it's not just about being a family member. They listen to you, they believe you, and they help you feel safe. But look at that last point, because this is the most important one. A trusted adult never asks you to keep a secret that feels bad or yucky. This is how we teach kids the huge difference between a fun secret like a surprise birthday party and a dangerous one.
All right, so the child has their toolkit. Now, for section 4, putting the plan in action. What do they actually do in the moment they feel unsafe? The procedure is simple, memorable, and so empowering. Say no, get away, and tell a trusted adult. Notice the emphasis here on using a strong voice. This is all about building confidence. And look at step 3. Keep telling. This part is vital. It prepares a child for the tough reality that the first adult they tell might not listen, and it gives them the permission and the persistence to keep asking for help until they get it. So when we put all of these pieces together, what's the actual goal? What's the end game here? That's section 5, empowered kids. This is the real outcome we're all aiming for.
And this, right here, is the key takeaway. The whole point of My Body, My Rules isn't to make kids anxious or afraid of the world. It's the exact opposite. It's about giving them the confidence and the practical skills to navigate the world safely, to speak up for themselves, and to be resilient. It's all about empowerment.
And this is the message that ties it all up. It's not just a nice little saying, it's a summary of the whole philosophy. You are brave means you have the power to say no. You are smart means you know the rules and can trust your feelings. And you are safe because you have the tools and the people to protect yourself. It's a declaration of their own power.
So ultimately, this brings the responsibility back to us, the adults. Because, knowing this framework is one thing, but putting it into practice, that's what really matters. So the question I want to leave you with is this.
How can we actively help the children in our lives turn these ideas into instincts? How do we help them build their network, pick their safety word, and actually practice their plan so these concepts become life-saving skills?